Good afternoon. So we'll start with session 9 on matrix method of structural analysis. I'm Dr. Jyoti TK, Assistant Professor, Government Engineering College, Ramnagar. So today we are going to discuss degree of freedom and procedure of stiffness method. So what is this? In the previous session also we discussed about kinematic intimacy or degree of freedom. So here we'll just recall what we discussed in the previous session. So in stiffness method, the unknowns to be considered are a displacement of nodal points. In the flexibility also we used to consider the forces at the joints. So similarly here also we are going to consider the displacement at the nodal points or at the joints. The number of unknowns will be equal to kinematic indeterminacy of the structure. So the joint in a structure are free to undergo rotation as well as translation if there is no restraint. For example, in case of fixed support, it will be restrained in all the directions. That is, it will not allow horizontal deformation, vertical deformation, or rotation. So it depends whether the joint in a structure undergo rotation or a translation depending upon the restraint against it. Sometimes the joint may be free only to rotate or translate or both. So in addition, displacements of support is also considered. So in case of fixed support, there will be no translation or rotation. If it is a hinge support, it will allow rotation. If it is a roller support, based on how the roller is placed, if it is placed horizontal, then it will allow horizontal displacement as well as rotation. So if it is placed vertically, then it will allow vertical displacement and rotation. So in addition, displacement support is also considered. The total number of unknown independent displacements is called as what? Degree of freedom for the structure. The degree of freedom is equal to kinematic indeterminacy of the structure. So in the previous session also I told you that kinematic indeterminacy can also be called as degree of freedom. So what is the procedure to solve the problem by stiffness method? In this method, the basic unknown to be determined in the analysis are the displacement components of various joints. Hence, the degree of freedom is identified first. Coordinate number is assigned to each one of the unknown displacement component. Thus, the basic unknowns are delta 1, delta 2, delta n. Let us say that delta 1 displacement at coordinate 1, coordinate 2 up to n number of coordinates. So the displacement in coordinate direction 1, 2 up to n respectively. To start with, the joint displacement in all directions are restrained. We'll assume that all are fixed support. There is no restraint. In other words, we start the analysis with the restrained indeterminacy of the structure. So let the forces developed due to applied loads in the restrained structure in the coordinate direction. Let the force applied be P1, P2 up to Pn. So determine the stiffness matrix. We like in flexibility method, we used to find out the flexibility matrix by applying a unit force. So in stiffness method, what we are going to do, we are going to apply a unit displacement in each coordinate direction and find forces developed. So due to that unit displacement, what is the force developed? So here, what is that we are going to do is, we are going to find out forces. Let me take forces. How do I find out that? Displacement d12 into P. So what is this? 12 displacement at coordinate, force at coordinate 1 due to unit force at coordinate 2. Due to unit force at due to unit displacement at coordinate 2. So let K be the stiffness matrix and delta be the displacement vector. Let the final, instead of writing D12, sorry, I'll write it as stiffness coordinates, stiffness independent coefficient, right? So what I should write? I should write it as K12. And this I should write it as displacement D. Right. So this is how you need to. So let K be the stiffness matrix, delta be the displacement vector, and P be the forces developed. So from the principle of superposition and equilibrium condition, the forces developed in the coordinate direction can be written as P1 P1L plus K11. So that what does it mean? Displacement at displacement at coordinate unit force at coordinate 1 force at coordinate 1 due to unit displacement at coordinate 1 into delta 1. Here K12 is equal to force at coordinate 1 due to unit displacement at coordinate 2 into delta 2. So if you do like that, so what is that you are going to get? Stiffness into delta is equal to P minus PL. What is this PL? PL is the force developed due to external loads. Okay, so this is the forces developed due to redundant forces. Okay, so due to unit forces. So K into delta is equal to P minus PL. So in the previous slide, I made a mistake. So what you should write is, you should write, we know that what is stiffness? Stiffness is force per unit displacement, right? So it is K into delta is equal to P, right? So here what you should write, K11 into delta 1 is equal to P1. So what does it indicate? What is the force developed at coordinate 1 due to unit displacement at coordinate 1, that into delta displacement, that is equal to forces developed. Okay, so that is how you need to find out the displacement with the help of a stiffness matrix. Thank you.